Hello, it's me, Author Blues, and I'm back for day 3 of Advent of Code, where I'm going to continue working on Advent of Code until it's no longer fun to me. Right now, fun to me. Is this not a song on Rainwave? Did Rainwave die? Okay, there we go. Afterwards, we'll play some video games. I think that that's pretty agreeable. Alright. I've already done days 1 and 2. Those are all up on YouTube if you want to watch them. Let's do day 3. Day 3, lobby. You descend a short staircase, enter the surprisingly vast lobby, and are quickly cleared by the security checkpoint. When you get to the main elevators, however, you discover that each one has a red light above it. They're all offline! Oh, sorry about that, an elf apologizes as she tinkers with the nearby control panel. Some kind of electrical surge seems to have fried them. I'll try to get them online soon. You explain your need to get further underground. Well, you could at least take the escalator down to the printing department. Not that you'd get much further than that without the elevators working. That is, if you could get you could if the escalator weren't also offline. But don't worry, it's not fried, it just needs power. Maybe you can get it running while I keep working on the elevators. There are batteries nearby that can supply emergency power to the escalator for just such an occasion. The batteries are labeled with their joltage rating, a value from 1 to 9. You make a note of their joltage rating, your puzzle input. For example, batteries arranged into banks. Each line of digits in your input corresponds to a single bank of batteries. Within each bank, you need to turn on exactly 2 batteries. The joltage that the bank produces is equal to the number formed by the digits on the batteries you've turned on. For example, if you have a bank like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can turn on batteries 2 and 4. The bank would produce 24 jolts. You cannot rearrange batteries. You'll need to find the largest possible joltage each bank can produce. In the above examples, in this one, 9, 8 makes the largest joltage possible. In this one, 89, 78, 92. That seems really straightforward. The total output joltage is the sum of the maximum joltage from each bank. Okay. Let's never look at that again. Alright. So, So I think you want to find just the largest value you can. Breaking ties to pick the first one, the first instance of it, unless that largest value is the last digit in the sequence, in which case, yeah, I think that works. So I want to find the So A is going to be the max of int x for x in line all but the last one. So that's going to be the maximum value, and then I want to find the first index of it. So line dot index, lowest index in S where the substring S is found. So index is string A, so that's going to give me the first index of it. And then B is the max of int x for x in line A location plus 1 to the end. Then total plus equals A times 10 plus B. Uh-huh. My bad. Alright. Part 2. The escalator doesn't move. The elf explains it probably needs more joltage to overcome the static friction of this. Of course, it's the static friction. Why did we not think of that? Of the system, and hits the big red joltage limit safety override button. You lose count of the number of times she needs to confirm yes, I'm sure, and decorate the lobby a bit while you wait. Now you need to make sure the largest joltage by turning on exactly 12 batteries. You need to make the largest joltage by turning on exactly 12 batteries within each bank. Oof. Oof. Okay, so there's a recursive solution for this. Got it. I can confirm that things are working if my method that I make works for the, yeah. Okay, so if n is equal to 1, return the max of x in S. Otherwise, this, but it's not -1, it's 2. Is it n-3? I don't think that's right. That doesn't feel right. It's minus n. 1 minus n? 1 minus n. Yeah, that's right. 1 minus n. S. Too scared to introduce recursion. I have no idea how you effectively implement the same solution as mine, but in one line. What one line in here are you talking about? Okay, so this gives me the value and it's going to be return A for the loop. Return a times 10 to the power of... I think it's just 10 to the power of n. Plus max joltage for the remainder of the string, line +1 onward, comma, n minus 1. I think that works. So let's confirm that this gives me the same answer. Max joltage of line and 2. Nope. Why is that not stripping it? Well, that's not right. Okay, so let's trace how this is going through. I don't want read lines. Doing this implicitly does read lines. If n is 1 in the string, yeah, so I want n minus 1, I guess. Okay, well that was the answer I had, so let's just wing it now. Turn on exactly 12. No shot. No shot. The answer's too high. Let's try this sample. I feel like that's often helpful for me. Oh yeah, that's not working. That is not generating the right thing. Okay, I can debug this. A is the max for everything except... Okay, so this might be off. Let me make sure this isn't off. I mean, I can just debug this. 0. Oh, it's not line, it's S. Okay, that gives me the right answer now. Okay, that's what I was doing wrong. I just copied and pasted some code around and didn't do the right thing. Okay. Alright, not too bad. Yeah, so this just finds the first instance of the largest value that's far enough away from the end of the string that you can still compose a string. I do not know how line was in scope there. That was nonsense to me. But, I don't have an answer. It was nonsense. So yeah, this line right here finds the largest value within the first, like, portion of the string. This finds the first instance of that number, so we have as much to work with as possible. This is a greedy algorithm, because a greedy algorithm... This problem can be shown to have optimal substructures and observe the greedy property. I'm not going to prove it right now. I would like to switch to C in later days. I would have hated to write this code in C, I think. Actually, it probably wouldn't have been too bad to write this in C. Especially with, like, string pointers. That would have not been bad at all. You wrote this in C and you hated it? Okay, well, I'm glad I wrote it in Python then. Python just keeps winning. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm happy with that solution. This one was kind of a clever one. I regret it because today was my last day of class for my competitive programming seminar that I teach. And I told my students, you know, check out Advent of Code because I think it would be a good opportunity for you to practice problems like this. I said, I told them in class today, I said, I was kind of thinking about going through some problems with you all, but days 1 and 2 were pretty straightforward. This one would have been a really nice one to go over with them. So if I had already done this problem, like this morning, I probably would have gone through this problem with them. This one might be a fun one to rewrite in C on another day or something. How does line 6 return the position for future recursions? It doesn't. It makes the decision greedily. It chooses the largest value that is the correct distance away from the end. So if you're thinking about like a length 2 string, the first time it's going to choose one that isn't the last character of the string, so that it's picking one that you can still make a 2-character string out of. And then all I do is I chop the string up from that point onward, and I say, now do the best you can with what's left. So I don't have to pass any of that information on. It's not part of my state space. Also do them in LinkPad. Why? Anyway, that's the end of my Advent of Code for the day, so this is where I'm going to end the YouTube video for that. I'm going to bounce the stream. We'll be back on YouTube in like 5 minutes with some video games. Goodbye!